live here now. And it was either Wolfpack or Dynasty for Club League, and I didn't want to play with you. So I chose Wolfpack.
Yeah, so you want the scouts to see you playing on the losing team and see a star on that, okay.
I'm going to get the scouts to notice me by shooting every chance I get. I mean, if I play with you, you'll be yelling at me to make the extra pass.
That's right, because I want to win.
Okay, that's all you think the scouts care about?
Yeah, the scouts care if you can win, bro.
Okay, then you really are stupid, bro. Let me give you some game, man.
Here we go. All right.
Scouts only care if you got the skills that translate to the next level. That's it. Point blank, end of story.
Well, you only prove that by winning.
No, you prove that by showing how you help at the next level. All right, I'm cocky, but I'm not stupid, MP. All right, I'm not a high flyer. I'm not a rim protector. So if I want to leave this broke down town, I have to prove I can shoot.
That makes sense, bro. Because you're small.
Man, you ain't got to be Wimby. Shoot out the gym. But since you care so much, I'm going to give you that L you've been asking for.
Yeah,
Oh, my goodness, bro. Legend Adams was too cold, bro. Dog, he was so cold, bro.
Illinois, tonight's venue for Club League.
And nobody in this party mess with him, bro. Nobody, bro.
What a game this should be between two heated rivals on the club circuit.
Heated rivals indeed. Rarely do you see teams like this dislike each other this much, especially in the club league circuit. But you know what? This is a showcase game for both teams.
At the center of it all will be MP, the star player for the Dynasty. He'll be tasked with keeping their winning streak alive.
Looking to make it a dozen straight wins to start the club league season. But I know the Wolfpack are licking their chops at the prospect of ending the Dynasty's win streak. And how excited are you for this one? This is about as intense a game gets at the club level. These teams genuinely dislike each other.
Fisher outside. On the wing, Brett Hopkins. The rim rattling two-handed jam.
Hey, two hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. And he was ultra safe with that dunk.
Totally, as he should be, removing all doubt.
And Drake, you talk about the rivalry between the Wolfpack and Dynasty. They've both had their moments.
They certainly have, and I would expect a very physical game here tonight. That's the bare minimum when these teams play.
Fast break, here we go. They get it back. Fisher. Dillard, guarded by Wells. Out to Dillard. Fisher. Timmerman defending. Dillard left side. Pure from three-point range. And for Zach Timmerman, the Wolfpack, he moved here from Iowa not too long ago.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much of him, and I know the Wolfpack would have liked to see more of him. Unfortunately, he's been plagued by back problems, which can't be fun. You wonder how long he'll be able to keep playing for.
Now here's Hopkins, defended by Stauffer. Here's Zadirko, lays it up and banks it in.
Zadirko doubles down there on the interior for some hard-earned points.
And
Legend Adams, the best in history, bro.
It's a 5-point game. Passes to Wells. Shot to stop the run. And he takes it up and lays it in.
His skills, they're matched by his relentlessness. He's in the middle of everything offensively.
Hopkins, defended by Stauffer. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Hawkins sees the floor so well, sort of like a falcon, spotting prey and swooping the ball for the score. You look at this Wolfpack roster, a lot of players who will play college ball, but Patrick Wells could be the barometer.
And they are ecstatic to have him with the team. Add some much-needed shooting. They're hoping he can change the fate of their season. On the wing, Eric Dillard, guarded by Wells. Dish to Fisher. Dillard, shot clock at 6. Fisher outside. Sinks the tray.
The big man Fisher showing off his range there. The D to at least get a hand up.
Wells outside. Up top, Robinson. Back to Wells. A step back shot. The Dynasty grab the miss.
Well, the big name in the showcase has to be MP. He's a 5-star recruit and has a clear path to the NBA with his skill set and athleticism.
And scouts want to see him take over the game. They want to see him be athletic. They want to see his instinct and moves on the floor. Because sometimes he can defer it a bit too much.
Now Wells. Pass over to Robinson. Stauffer. Hawkins covering. And he gets it to go.
If you give Stauffer the mid-range shot, he'll try his luck each and every time.
Dillard up top. Fisher. Timmerman defending. Launches it in the hoop for his third make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
Jumping at it with a significant lead already.
Just dominating on both ends. Let's see if their opponent can mount any type of resistance.
Now here's Stauffer. That one's off. He's now 1 for 2. Here's Adirko. Buries it from down low.
Their offense has been firing on all cylinders since the opening tip.
Yeah, the D already scrambling to make adjustments before this game gets out of hand.
And with a showcase game like this in tonight's rosters, you can expect a lot of college scouts in the stands.
The importance of this game, setting the narrative of each player's potential. Opinions are forming about these players, and each minute could be another pro or con in each scout's report.
Fires in the triple.
And the defense basically dared him to shoot that one. Challenge accepted.
Outside Stauffer. Pass to James. Wells outside. No good from outside.
Didn't convert this time, but that's exactly the kind of look that they want.
And they'll take that shot each and every time you give it to them. More often than not, that's a made 3. And Zadirko showing nice touch around the basket.
A difficult situation for the Wolfpack here. Wells with it. Outside Stauffer. Knocks down the long J. Well, you think about what sets MP apart on this Dynasty team. His athleticism you rarely see at the club level.
He's been stunning, Joe. When he's driven, he's physically capable of explosive feats. Speaking of, I'm setting my phone up right here because I think we've got a great angle for some viral content.
Time called as the Wolfpack decide to talk things over.
And Coach wants to make some changes right now. Try to gain more control over this one.
Along with Coach, I like the timeout. It's clear there's an opportunity to mix things up.
Substitution for the Dynasty. Substitution for the Wolfpack. Substitution for the Dynasty. Substitution for the Wolfpack.
And it's the Dynasty with the ball. At one point, leading by as much as 16. And the shot falls.
When I talked to Wolfpack shooting guard Deshaun Carter pregame, he had a tablet with some personal scouting notes, animated plays, and video highlights.
Yeah, Danny, I was looking at his tablet, and he even had a My NBA franchise with creative players to represent each team. That level of dedicated planning makes him a database of information on these teams.
Here's the Dynasty, leading by 12. To the right side. He's covered by Johnson. Pass to Cobb. 6 on the shot clock. Now Davidson. Outside Cobb. Fisher. And they come right back down with their own three-pointer.
This is pretty stunning. I mean, Fisher stretching the defense, a retribution three. Incredible action out there, Joe.
Well, halftime not too far away, and MP and Wells have both had their moments.
And the talent gap between these two doesn't look that big, if there's even a gap at all. The size on the bench for both teams is formidable.
Oh, yeah, Danny, this team is stacked. I was looking up. Some of the players walking in as we set up tonight, woo, they're tall. I know one thing, though. I wouldn't take too many shots inside with either second unit tonight.
Now here's Carter. Wells outside. And it's Fisher with the rebound. Guarded by Wells. Pass to Cobb. Sinks that one from the post.
A play like that shows you how advanced Luan's understanding of the game is. He found the open man with no problem.
Now it's Carter outside. Out to the right wing. Wells right side. Can they get it? The Dynasty grab the miss.
Dynasty coach Duncan Carter has worked to impart a sense of focus in this ongoing rivalry. The rivalry of these teams is well documented, and he wants his club to continue their winning ways.
Yeah, Danny, he knows that the way the games have swung between these two sides is a dynamic rivalry. He would like the Dynasty to play at a heightened intensity for this one. Now here's Johnson to the wing, right side. Passes to Wells. Looking to get back on track. And it's Fisher with the rebound. He's covered by Johnson. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
That's how you do it. Get into the teeth of the defense.
With the step back. Wells down low. Cobb on him. Wells no good. Michael Luan for three. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair.
Because
So far, the Dynasty on top, running away with it. Plenty of action still to come when we return. The teams have had their break. The Wolfpack and Dynasty getting ready to kick things off here in the second half of play.
this is my league. Hey, can you hear that?
Here's the Dynasty. They lead by 24, their biggest mark.
Can you hear that clip?
And in club play this season, the Wolfpack enter tonight at 7-4, while the Dynasty are a perfect 11-0.
And I'd say we could throw out the record books, Joe. Whoosh! I threw mine right across the table. Sorry, Drake. Because of the history of these regional rivals is so complex. Both teams thrive on denying the other the chance to win in big games.
Bro, I was wrong, bro.
James covering. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Offense and defense have really come together for them, helping to strengthen this lead.
They've taken absolute control of
Oh my God, I'm too cold.
They want to stay in this thing.
Now Wells. He's got
I don't know where they went. Records say he somewhere. He went somewhere, but
Offensively, he just can't
I think his mic cut out when he said it.
Well, when you play this game game, sometimes cold streaks like this are
I don't know what that is.
Fisher between the circles.
I was just here looking at my tips.
And Timmerman will come over to help with just 5 to shoot. Zadirko, defended by Robinson. And the basket by Zadirko.
And we're here in the gym of the Plainview Panthers. It's
That
familiar for
motherfucker.
some players in our game.
I seen videos of it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, home court advantage is everything in a contentious game like this. A little extra bit of comfort might make a difference. You can't count anything out in such a heated affair.
Stopper misses.
Go snag that.
Here's the Dynasty. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. It's Fisher inside. James
If we can.
That's on the defense. You can't give Fisher.
I think his PC, his laptop is definitely good enough, like to game on. For about gaming and streaming.
They're having trouble creating.
Yeah, I think he got about 16.
And you can really sense them tightening up a little bit at this point.
Yeah, he has 16.
Pass over to Robinson. And here's Zach Timmerman outside.
Oh my God, that last clip was just too cold, bro.
Of this Wolfpack team, without a doubt, is Patrick Wells, a 3-star recruit who has a chance to play at the next level.
Hey, he's not the biggest or most athletic player on the floor, but when he warms up, I mean, look out. The kid can straight up shoot the ball. If he can bulk up and add some strength, he could be a factor in college.
I don't even remember, bro.
Line is good.
Probably like,
Staying engaged whenever he's out on the court.
I don't know, cause I really like after my player got to like a 92, like I was fine. I stopped upgrading that nigga. I only recently started upgrading him.
Pass over to Robinson.
But
Outside,
I ain't gonna lie, once your player gets to like a 90, once you ask a VCTO player, you don't start seeing if he's gonna be good or not.
And he lays it up and in.
Real. Like, you can really see if he's gonna be cold.
So it's all about his touch.
If he cold without badges, he's gonna be super cold with badges.
And he gets the bucket to go. And you love how MP has been able to put up the points with all the scouts watching. And the
Yeah,
Wolfpack have
gotta
possession.
catch a sale or something.
Dillard, he's a standout at the high school level in the area, but most scouts have him as a middling recruit.
He can just disappear from games too often, though. Great shot, but too many easy mistakes that he has yet to fix. Now here's James. Clock at 6.
Oh, time reckless, you really should Devin.
Michael Stuffer
Should have made Devin buy 2K
doesn't get it to
because the championship edition is $20
Dynasty with it.
and it's 100K VC.
Allowed 2 points so far.
I just now thought about that. You say, huh? That the 75,000 VC. Devin would have bought 2K like Trey. He would have got that 100K VC.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
He definitely can.
Yeah, he definitely can. I mean, that's not working.
Not worth it at all.
I should well spend that extra 5 and get 100K.
So what time's on? 2K?
Devin watching my clips, watching me shred. I ain't gonna lie, that was one of my best clips.
Uh-oh.
That was cold. I don't know why the volume like super low though.
Oh, shit. Well, what you on? Buy some blunts. Damn, I ain't got nothing. Man, blunt?
Like how they stopped the game. That's weak. I ain't gonna lie. If that ever happened in real life, bro, you gotta feel shit if you the opponent, bro.
Contact and a whistle on the shot.
Bro, you gotta feel shit if you the opponent, bro. They stopped the whole game, bro. For this nigga, he give a speech, bro,
So he really is
and we go back to playing.
contact.
First free throw is good.
They forced that. I'd be pissed.
Substitution for the Wolfpack.
Somebody would probably break that record. They just shoot a whole bunch of threes.
Here's Cobb. Shoots over Wells. Goes back up. And the layup is good. It's very easy to see why MP is so high on the scouts list with how he's scoring tonight. You compare how this game has gone between MP and Wells, and so far it's been all MP.
MP has left no doubt that he's ready for the next level. He's a man amongst boys right now, and the NBA is going. Going to be in his future.
And on the bench for the Wolfpack, Coach Barry Bay. He's been with the program several years now and is trying to continue the success they've had this past decade.
Yeah, and standing directly in his path once again is the dynasty. But with new leadership on the court from Patrick Wells, Coach is hopeful that the tide is about to turn for the Pack.
Now here's Stoffer. It's hauled in by the Dynasty. Good work defensively by Michael Luan. Pass to Davidson. Jr. outside.
I'm cold.
Cobb. 6 to shoot. To the left wing. The triple from Jason Jr. The three-pointer goes.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown. There. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter.
They are desperate for a score here, to say the least.
Their last score getting farther and farther away. They need to get something going.
Now Wells. Michael Stauffer on the wing. Luan covering. The Wolfpack again can't hit it.
A lot of bricks put up off his shots, and one reason is that he keeps trying to force it when he's guarded. Move the ball around.
He's really been producing offensively tonight, helping build that lead they're enjoying.
It's the kind of shooting that you can build your whole offensive strategy around.
Now Wells. They need this. Davidson pulls it in.
I think that one could have easily fallen for him.
The D may have done just enough there.
Guarded by Wells. Inside. And Timmerman will come over to help. From deep, Kenny Cobb drops it in from long range.
And they have not let up. This is a statement victory.
Some might say they're running up the score. To me, it looks like they're just playing their brand of basketball.
Now here's Stauffer. Shoots over Luan. Shot no good for Stauffer.
And he cannot wait for this quarter to come to an end.
Seems like nothing is bouncing his way, no matter what he tries.
Guarded by Wells. Fires from 14. Rebounded by the Wolfpack.
I don't think anyone expected him to miss that.
It was a quality look, and he's a strong shooter.
Count that bucket.
I'd like to paint a picture here because his shooting chart is beautiful. Lots of good shots all around the floor.
Outside Stauffer. That will do it. Put it in the books. The Dynasty continue their amazing start to the season and now stand.
Of your arms to prove Jazdar wrong? Can someone share the live?
Yeah, put it on the big screen.
Okay.
Put it on the big screen.
Okay, you gotta send a money pow pow. Support the live goal to get the big screen. Hold on, Jazz, someone share the live. I'll put Jazdar. Let her know that he's flexing for her. So that's interesting in itself. Navi, did you want to come up and chime in? Major, Navi's in the comments. What did you want to say to him?
Major wasn't even the one who was talking.
Thanks for coming up.
And just know they gonna start muting you and not even letting you respond. So I don't even know why they trying to play this shit.
No, Major, you can ask Navi questions unless you cash out first. But if you you say you wanted to rebut him, you can. But we'll wait. Parker, are you able to share the live out? Are you BOK or white tee? All right, we'll come back to it. You're white tee?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you believe you guys have been oppressing the BOK community?
Wait, you guys? To refer to an entire race?
That's your lineage, your people.
That's not all white people share the same lineage. That's stereotyping.
Okay, so it's a question. So if you don't agree, you don't have to.
Yeah, individuals, not the entire race.
Okay. So are you like a poor white tee?
No.
Okay. Well, could you share the live out? You can participate in open panel since you are on the prompt today. Navi, did you want to chime in?
I'm just trying to, how y'all doing this afternoon? I'm just trying to figure out why y'all keep conjuring me like a Nazi or some evil spirit. It seems like somebody has some problems with me on this panel. I'm just trying to figure out why y'all so angry with me, brothers. You know, I don't disrespect y'all. I'll let y'all rock out, but get the talk out. I don't bother y'all. But it appears that y'all are upset with me. So, get it off your chest. Maybe this could be a therapy session where we can all cry and hold hands on the panel. And you can show me on this doll where Navi hurt you.
Manipulation at its finest. So, bro, let me ask you this: how you
send $5 to Poetic, and then you can ask me.
Told you they're not gonna let you talk.
Okay, Major, you know the rules before you came up here. You've been here before. Please stop. Let's not make that a show about that. You're either going to support the platform or you're going to rebut him without a question.
While they disrespect you. Crazy, bro.
You can rebut him without a question. Same thing for you, Master, because you were saying a lot about him before he showed up.
No, I'm not. I'm still saying it right now. What the?
Hey, Water boy. Why are you so tender, Bobby Boucher? Why are you so tender?
Because my black people are sitting here laughing at George Floyd passing away. Nobody say nothing. But as soon as I say anything, y'all wanna look this white black man.
You're angry with Navi because the black people is talking crazy about Mr. Floyd.
Nobody said nothing about Floyd. Wait, hold on. Let me clear something up. Nobody has said nothing about Floyd. For the last 20 minutes, other than other sidebar conversations, well, hold on. We've been talking about the topic, but the sidebar continued to be, for the last 15 minutes, that Navi is a simp and a pander, and that BOK women need to wake up and realize when they're being simped and pandered to, but they don't have any discernment and they're not smart. That's what has been said.
Could you put me on the big screen, Poetic? I want to show them just how.
Everything he do,
You can't watch my clips, bro. I'm definitely watching the clip, bro.
I'm one of the members.
Definitely not. Get up off the floor, boy. Get up off the floor. Whoa!
How you feel about me?
You can hear too?
I'm trying.
I can't hear nothing. That should have been a block, though. I blocked that.
The things that I say on this panel is for me to get.
It's a clip from yesterday.
You think I'm trying to have smacks? Y'all have never been able to debunk anything. Not one time.
I have actually.
I clipped that.
ain't hurt my feelings.
I should clip some new games from earlier.
You know what would get me? You know
Definitely should.
Landers, if you could debunk what I said, if you could one day just come out and say, here are the stats.
Yeah, I just laced that one. Whoa. Yeah. I was a little late on that. The tad. You good? What? Hitting that. My hands. Coast to coast. That's really making me miss because I be shooting like open. Like I'm always open. Nah, where's that one clip, bro? I did something so ridiculous. That shit far as fuck.